Hi there, this is Jamila Adams, host of the Jamila Adams Experience, where it's a place and a space for women over 40 to be inspired, encouraged, and heard. You're welcome to join the experience every Friday.
I've got to tell you about this new clothing line called Urban 71, ERBN, for the ladies and the gents. You gotta check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Whatever city, town, or state you're from, it's you, it's me, it's us. It's a movement. Urban71.com or www.erbn71.com. I'm talking hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, jogging sets for the ladies, for the gents. Come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Pure fire, baby. Stay grounded, stay fresh, stay Urban 71.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Giggles. Make sure and go check out Listen Up, Listen In podcast with Preezy. Real talk for real people.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Fontaine, one of the co-host guests for Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Yes, I'm about to be on season 2. Now, I know I was missing in action in season 1, but that's not going to happen for season 2. And check this out. We're going to have fun. Yo, check up the lineup. Y'all got Giggles. Y'all got Miss Esther. Y'all got Miss Cheryl, the nurse. Besides all the interviews and Preezy doing Podbean live Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then Friday and Saturday from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all know it's going to be off the chain. So y'all get ready, fasten them seatbelts, get ready for a great podcast with the host, Preezy, from Listen Up, Listen In podcast, baby. Y'all felt that? Ooh, suck it to me. Let's get busy.
Tanya, you ready?
Listen up, listen in. 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 Thanks for tuning in. Let's have a conversation. Talking worldwide, it don't matter your location. What you going through and the topic may have relation. Let's get some motivation. Let's swap out education. Every Friday we heal, laugh, improve, and grow. Put some nutrients in your mind, give you food for the soul. I know you pumped and preparing for your weekend and low. Might as well join the discussion and tune into the show. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Preezy from Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I hope everybody's doing good. Before I even get started, all praise to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ every day. Amen. And I got a special guest with me today. Y'all know how I do. I always get these special guests. But let me tell you a little bit about this young lady before she come on and tell you about herself. Her name is Chantelle Rumph. She's from Sanford, Florida. She's an author. She wrote a book called The Living Proof, and she also wrote a book called Rebirthing, Self-Love, Mental Health, and Forgiveness. She's currently writing her third book. She's a former basketball college player, mother of one beautiful child, youth motivation speaker, and sports trainer of an incorporation called Truth in the Youth. She has 2 criminal justice degrees. And she's a young black gardener. What? She be planting, y'all. But listen, without further ado, let me introduce y'all to Chantelle Rumph. What's going on, Chantelle?
Hi, Preezy. How are you?
I'm good. I can't call it, always trying to keep moving and grooving, nice and smoothing. I know that ain't make no sense, but I'm just trying to be funny. How's your day?
My day has been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Can't complain. Just blessed and highly favored.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I feel the same way. Well, I read your bio. It's awesome. You know, you're wearing a lot of hats. And, but I can't tell your story. Only you can tell your story. Before we even get started, did I say all praises due to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ? Amen. Oh, I can't forget that. That's so important. But now that I said that, I want you to tell your story. Let my audience know who Chantelle Rumph is and what you do and what you plan on doing, and furthermore.
So my name is Chantelle Rumph. I'm from the city of Sanford, better known as the city of Trayvon Martin. I'm a Black author. I published my first book, The Living Proof, back in August of 2023. And I just published my second book, which is Rebirthing Self-Love, Mental Health, and Forgiveness. I'm a mother of one child. Her name is Bella. That's my precious daughter. That's my everything to me. And in this world right here, I feel like Black people, we battle with hiding mental health and expressing ourselves and loving ourselves. So with that being said, I just started writing about self-love and mental health. And then, you know, I put a little urban in there. So with the mental health portion, I talk about a woman named Susan who keeps accusing her husband of infidelity. And if people don't know what infidelity means, that means cheating in better terms. So she keeps accusing her husband, John, of cheating on her. But when her and John go to have sexual intercourse, she calls out another man's name. So this entire time, Susan has painted her own graphic picture of her husband in her mindset, but it's really her. So when she coming home from work, she's a nurse, so she's working 12-hour shifts at the hospital. When she coming home, she's saying she's smelling perfume, fragrance on the sheets. She's saying she's seeing all type of, you know, white stains on his boxes. You know what I mean by that. Yeah. And it's nothing else. It's nothing else. She painted this picture in her mind. So she's the one with the mental illness because she's battling within herself. So she's battling her own mental health. But she's flipping it on her husband.
Man, ain't that's exactly what people do today. You know, when they out there cheating, they try to make it seem like the other person doing it. And that's crazy. So, wow, how'd you come up with a story like this? Is this true facts or you... Yo, because it sounds like somebody I know.
No true facts. No true facts. It's just something I just sit down and I write. I mean, I just write.
Wow.
I feel like I can write a book in like 2 days. My first book, I wrote it within 72 hours.
Wow.
So this second book I just wrote, I ain't gonna lie, Preezy, it took me probably like a week when I really sat down and just focused on just writing away. Because once I'm writing, I'm locked in. It is no turning back. Once I'm writing, I'm focused.
Wow. So your stories are not maybe things that you have seen people experience, or maybe you experience yourself. You just sit there and just be writing. It's nothing like,
Well, the self-love portion, I can talk about myself. Because if you don't love yourself, how you gonna expect somebody else to love you if you don't love yourself? So if I get in a relationship and I'm loving that person more than I love myself, I'm lacking at something. What I'm lacking at self. You gotta love yourself first.
There you go. I say it all the time on my podcast. Self-love. How you gonna love? You can't love anyone or anything if you don't love yourself.
You gotta love yourself. You gotta take time out for yourself too. You can't look out for everybody. You gotta look for self. That's what I try to tell these young boys out here in these streets. When you get behind them walls and you get in front of that judge, you by yourself. Ain't no homeboys or homegirls in that courtroom. The judge is gonna make the decisions of where you go at. It's you by yourself. So be careful and mindful of what you do out here in these streets. It's real.
Yes, that's facts. So, how you got started writing? Like, when it all began? When did you decide, hey, I want to write? Like, was you a little kid? Teenager?
So, what's crazy is I did not like school. I just liked to go to play basketball. But I came in connection with a lady named Teresa Rafford, and rest in peace. Mother T. I met Teresa Radford in 2018. 2014 when I graduated high school. I graduated college 2018. So 2014 I had graduated. That summer I met her, and we went and prayed over a basketball in Walgreens, and this was crazy. 2 days later, I'm getting a call from a school in Iowa saying that they gonna let me come play on a scholarship.
Wow.
And she told me, she like, you gonna write books. I told her, man, you the most craziest person in this world. And she said, you gonna come back and thank me, because where you gonna be headed at, everybody ain't gonna go with you. So you don't see what I see, because the Lord sent me to you.
Wow.
And she planted a seed in my life. And everything that lady ever told me, it came to pass. It ain't nothing that she has never told me that it has not come to pass.
Wow.
So everything I'm doing now, it was already prophesied. It's like a seed was planted into me, and she just watched the blossom and the flowers bloom. So my first book, that's why it's called The Living Proof. I am the living proof. My first book is an autobiography of the trials and tribulations that I went through.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. So you wrote about the trials and tribulations. Was it hard to write about yourself?
Nah, because when you speaking about yourself, you can speak real. It's only gonna be hard if you pretend to be something that you're not.
Right.
But when you yourself, it's easy to be yourself, but it's more harder to pretend to be somebody else, because you got to keep perpetrating and covering up lies. And sometimes them lies may hit the table, and that's when your karmatic traits hit you, because the truth is revealed.
Wow. So you wrote this book. Now, while you was writing this book, you said that the school called you. Was that the same time for you to play ball? They called you at the same time?
I didn't. No. They called me to play ball before I had wrote my book.
Right.
I got kicked off the basketball team at Fort Valley State by a brand new head coach. She labelized me. The coach that brought me in, he had retired. So my last year in college, a new coach came in. She went to the WA. She was like everything I wanted to be. Like, do everything I wanted to do. Overseas, WNBA.
Wow.
And because of the clothing and the type of car I was driving and the type of music I would listen to, she had already prejudged me before I got there.
Wow.
So you going off of everything that you seeing that I'm doing on the internet versus getting to know me. I'm going to the gym, doing this and this. And she kicked me off the basketball team, and that's how I got reconnected with Miss Teresa Radford, because I had lost connection from her for 2 years. So when I got to Fort Valley State from 2016 to 2018, that's when I got back connected to Mother Teresa.
Right.
So when the lady kicked me off the team, I'm calling her and I'm boo-hoo crying. And she like, who is this? And I'm like, this Chantelle. She like, well, I know you from, I deal with so many people. I say, we. And then when I say we, she said, we prayed over a basketball. And she said, you put basketball before you put God. All you cared about is that ball. She said, but everything you doing now, it look bad, but you got to trust the process. So on top of being kicked off and labelized as a thug, they wanted me to take 23 credit hours. I couldn't see where I was going. My vision was so blurry.
Right.
But guess who got them 23 credit hours taken care of in one semester? And they told me I wasn't going to graduate on time. I was slacking off in school. I think I had like a 2.5 or something. When I graduated and walked across Fort Valley State, I had a 3.0. I had to get approved by the dean, the provost, the president of the school, all because my GPA was so low. They say there's no way that I'd be able to take 23 credit hours in one semester and pass. They said there was no way I can do it, and I showed them I could.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow. Proof in the pudding.
The living proof.
Wow, that's nice. That's what's up. So what happened with the basketball? Like, you just gave up on it?
Kinda. I just came home and went to running summer camps for the youth.
Right.
And I graduated with the 2 criminal justice degrees, so I utilized my degrees. I done did juvenile probation officer. I done worked with DCF, which is children and family. When your kids get taken away, social service like that. And now I write about mental health because I deal with mental health patients. I work around people with schizophrenia, people that got different disorders, different type of spirits that's coming in and out, but they don't know how to control their mind, because on paper gonna say you this and that, but that don't mean you really like that. That's just on paper.
Right. What made you get into with the youth? You said that you had 2 criminal justice degrees. What made you take that major?
It was the easiest major. See, when I was in school, I did not care about school. I just did enough to get by, because all I wanted to do was chase the ball. I didn't care about nothing else. All I wanted to do was play basketball, go overseas, and let it work its way out. I wouldn't even think about writing no book when I was in school. That was out of the window. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know my first book, The Living Proof, would actually be a book about my life. I didn't know what I was writing in frustration in my notepad would become a book, a journal, a guide.
That's amazing. Wow. So you ain't like school. You wanted to play ball. You ever feel like regrets? Like, damn, I could have been in the WNBA. I could have been in the Indiana Fever. I could have been New York Liberty. I could have been with the Connecticut Suns. You ever think about that?
Nah, I just wanted to go overseas, see different countries.
Right.
But now it's like they got a women's league down here in Florida, but my mind don't even be on basketball no more. It's like now my mind just be focused on my book.
Right. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that.
And the coaches them, they asking like, "Oh, can you come out and play?" And can you? It's just like I don't know.
You really lost the desire like that?
I played for so many years, and when somebody rip your dreams, you just turn into something else. Like this same coach right now, she watching everything I'm doing right now as we speak.
Really?
I promise you.
Wow. So you work with the youth?
Yes.
How is that?
It's amazing. It is inspiring to be young as I am and to put fuel and fire into someone younger than me and really see them progress and make something out of themselves. See, a lot of people my age is not going to take the time to speak to the youth and encourage them to do something else.
Wow. Mental health, I know you talked about mental health. Mental health is a really big issue. We see it in New York City with the homeless, and the shelters are overcrowded, and we have a lot of incidents in New York where people are actually being attacked in the streets, whether women are being punched in the face, people are being pushed on the tracks, the subway stations, just attacked. And the majority of the people that are doing these crimes are mentally ill. They might have just came out from a shelter, sleeping on the streets, not taking their medications. So it is happening a lot. And mental illness, I don't know, it's really deep, I worked with mental illness people as well, and I know you said you have. Tell me a little bit about that, because I can relate to what you're probably going to say, but I like my audience to hear. Tell me a little bit about mental illness and you working with people.
Mental illness, with me working with people that got mental illness, it can start off from childhood trauma. So say, your mama ain't showing you no affection. All she doing is being. So that done got installed into your mind. So anybody that try to show love and affection to you, you're going to feel uncomfortable because you're not knowing of that. You're unconscious of that, I shall say. You're unconscious of that because you only feel comfortable when you are being called idiotic names. You get what I'm saying? So that turns into a mental health. So then you be so traumatized from all the episodes that may have carried over from your younger childhood into your early teenage years. So by the time you are an adult, you can't really function well. So say this person that we talk about maybe have been went through this trauma, and then they are labelized as a convicted felon, and then we stick them into the prison system. So now they are put in a cage, and it's like they're an animal. And so when the lights shut off at nighttime, all they can think about is all of the traumatic things that have been done to them, which has causes the mental illness in their mindset.
Right. So when it comes to mental illness, do you think that the government is doing enough to help those that are suffering from this disease?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
What do you think the problem?
And mental illness, it can be from all colors.
Mm-hmm.
But our color don't speak about mental illness.
Right.
And it can come from the Atlantic slave trade. They're being brought over here. Black people as a whole, we don't even talk about mental illness. We don't talk about depression. Why? Because if you got a son in the house right now, if you beat him or if he crying, you're going to tell him to shut up. We got to start being more affectionate to our children.
Right.
Words can cause mental illness. Not just getting beat. Words can cause mental illness too.
But what about hurt people? What about parents that have been traumatized by their parents, and now they're just repeating the process?
Who gonna break the cycle? Somebody gotta break the cycle and restart it of a new generation.
Yes.
Okay, your mama did that. So what? Now it's time to move on. What you gonna keep continuing the curse? Somebody gotta break it and restart it and hit the reset button to a new beginning.
What if they don't know how to?
They gotta seek self. When you seek self and learn yourself, you will know how to be guided. Because a man called God is gonna talk to you. It's called spiritual guidance.
Yes.
You'll only get that if you seek self. You have to seek self first.
There's a lot of people out here don't love themselves.
No, they don't. It's a lot of weak-minded women that will take care of a man instead of loving themselves, but they be so scared to be alone till they'll fall victim and do whatever a person say and get ran over like a Mack truck.
Yeah. Well, what about women that are afraid and don't have nowhere to go, and
You gotta love yourself. You gotta learn how to love yourself. Everything you just said, it sounds like an excuse of not knowing how to love yourself or knowing self. When you want to be to self, you gonna learn how to be alone, and you ain't gonna depend on nobody but God. And you gonna get happiness and peace. You gotta walk through the fire in order to come out on top.
That's right. You gotta find God. Gotta put him first. Gotta put him first. But it's not always easy. A lot of people are taught, get over it. You'll be okay. One day at a time. This too shall pass. Stop acting like that.
It's gonna be dark days.
Things will get better. Nothing's perfect. Don't worry about it. You got a lot of people that are told that, and it sticks in their mind, Okay, I'ma just let things be. Insecurities, fear of the unknown, and, people not loving themselves, willing to take abuse from the next person because they don't want to be by themselves. They don't want to be alone, so they'll stay. So what do you tell a person when they're in that situation?
When they're in that situation?
What if they were never taught about God? What if they don't know nothing about God? They only seeing what mama went through or daddy went through, So it's like a norm to them.
when it's a norm to them, they'll get tired on their time. You know, timing is the key to everything. They'll get tired on their time. When they tired, they'll break it. They'll break that cycle. And sometimes you might got to go through depression to get where you need to get at. Every day is not going to be easy.
Right.
Every day is not going to be easy. You might get knocked down 1,000 times, but you still got to get up. Make it work. Because it's going to be something good at the end of that dark tunnel.
Absolutely. I agree.
But you got to go through it. It's going to be hard. Every day not going to be easy. Every day not going to be easy. That's just like a pregnant woman, right? It takes 9 months to create a child. A fully developed child. Every day with that woman is not easy. One day she might be throwing up. One day she might be doing a number 2 on herself. One day she might wake up and just spaz out. Every day not going to be easy for that pregnant woman. Why? Because her body is going through changes. The brain has to develop and go through changes.
Wow. That is true. That's true. Have you ever dealt with someone that has, I don't like to use the S word, has some bad thoughts, I should say, of harming themselves?
Most definitely. I done been around people like that.
Wow.
I've done been around people that don't know what it felt like to come from a happy home.
Right.
A household full of love. I done been around people that then really they don't know what love is because they never got that affection from their parents.
Right.
And by the time the parent try to come in, now the child be so disrespectful to you. They say and do anything in front of you because you wasn't around how they needed them when they was younger, or you either mistreated them when they was younger. So now the parent becomes afraid of that child that they did wrong or that they did not take any time for. They become afraid of that child.
Do you see it more in the Black community?
It's through every community. It ain't just through Blacks. It's through every community.
Right. People don't realize that though, but you know, they feel that, you know, you see more of it in the Black community as far as single parents or fathers not stepping up and not being around for their children, and you know, mothers not doing right. But I think a part of it is in every community as well. It just seems to be shown more of the Black community. But I've read stories where different nationalities have had their problems in their household and mental illness and different things, schizophrenic, and so, you know, it happens worldwide. You know, what do you think about the medications when it comes to mental health?
I feel like sometimes your body don't need that. It's a trick. It's a money scheme. That's how I feel with it. And honestly, I feel like some people may need it to calm their nerve, but then some people don't, because you can get addicted to that. That's just like if somebody break their arm or something and they give you all this pain medication. And sometimes people will overdo it because when the pain is gone, they still be needing a fiend for that medication,
Right.
Tricking their mind to make their mind think that the arm is still hurting and the arm is not hurting anymore.
Yeah, mental. Yeah. So you talked about the living proof. And you discussed about rebirthing, self-love, mental health, and forgiveness. But you didn't really brush on forgiveness. What you mean by that?
So,
Why you laugh like that? Why you did that? It must be something behind that one.
nah, so what I mean by the forgiveness, if you gave a person your all, right, and it didn't work out how it was supposed to, you can't go around hating that person. Or somebody did something so bad to you, you can't go around hating on that, like angry and being hateful and spiteful to that person. You gotta learn how to forgive. I'm not saying you gotta forget, but some things you gotta learn how to forgive. You have to forgive.
Woo! It's easily said than done, baby.
To open. You want to open your heart chakra. You don't want to keep that thing blocked. You want to open up.
Because it'll mess you up, right?
It'll mess you up. It'll block you from your blessings. From you being hateful and spiteful. You got to learn to forgive. It ain't going to be easy. Marriages, friendships, relationships. It ain't going to be easy. Parenting. You got to learn how to forgive, though.
You can forgive, but you don't got to be... I mean, you can forgive them, but you don't have to be around them.
No, you don't. You don't even have to speak to them.
But forgiving them so they don't mess up your blessings.
Of course.
It's like a burden. It's something like rocks on your back.
Of course.
So you talk about that in your book.
I talk about it in my book.
Wow.
I talk about self-love, mental health, emotions, depression, forgiveness. I talk about 5 different topics in that book, and I make sure I give a good urban story to go along with what it means.
Wow.
And the definition, I break it down for you.
You break it down.
Break it down.
Nice.
In the most simplest way so you can understand.
And you're currently writing another book. You want to tell us a little bit about that one, or it's on a hush-hush thing?
That book talks about fasting the body, what soul food means, praying, meditating, chasing your dreams and your desires. How bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want it? Them strongholds, can you really cut them off? Can you?
Wow.
See, I fasted for 30 days. I wasn't eating no meat. I was only eating fruits and vegetables. 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. I wasn't eating. I was gardening. And when I started gardening in March, right? I started off with a corn seed. And I was just, playing around. I'm like, I'm finna go out here and garden. I just woke up one day and I started gardening. But then I went to doing watermelon, tomatoes, peppers.
Wow.
And it's only been 60-some days. Take 90 days for a fruit to produce. So just by seeing me put a seed in the ground and watch the stem come up out of there.
Wow.
I know I'm going to have me some fruit. I got carrots, purple lettuce, dill, whatever you can name. I just started growing. And then I would take the yolk, mix it together, put it in the soil. And then I put the eggshells down there in the dirt because it give it the nutrition. And I just sit back and I watch everything grow from a small little seed. Wow. And it's so therapeutic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in my 20s, but I got the mind of like a 70-year-old.
Where do you think that come from?
Seeking knowledge from the elderly. Talking to Mother Teresa, my grandma. Old people. I like to sit around old people that's in their 90s and their 80s. Why?
Been there, done that, right?
Yeah, don't nobody be talking to them. And they got all the free game in the world.
Yeah.
They got all the game in the world. But it's only so many young people that's really going to sit and listen. See, I take it and run with it.
That's what's up. You think a lot of this negative stuff that's going on in the world has a lot to do with social media and music?
Music, most definitely.
Yeah.
Music, most definitely. Because say like somebody just sitting in their house and they just had the most messed up day. They came home and everything just going wrong. And all they hearing in the music is, I'm picking the locks. I'm grabbing my Glock. All they think about is picking somebody's lock, grabbing the Glock. They already broke, so they want to take from the next person.
Right.
That music will trick your mind.
Oh, yeah. So with social media.
Social media have people living a fantasy lifestyle.
I tell you.
And then you meet them in person and they ain't even like it. Social media, how you thinking everybody on the internet is rich.
Mm-hmm. and happy.
and happy and perfect.
Yeah.
They be so depressed.
I'm telling you.
You can be Bill Gates on the internet, on social media.
I'm telling you, I see the craziest stories. Couples be pictures and everything. Next you know, this one done killed this one. Vice versa. It's terrible. You know, and people be on social media and all. I mean, I know it's good. Entertainment is good, the TikTok and all of that. But it seems like it's taking over. You know, you got kids. I remember a story, a young lady, her mom took her phone, she killed her. A phone! She took her phone, she punished her, she must have did something. So, it's so bad today that you can't take, you try to take these kids' phones today. They will go crazy because they're so into the social media and all these different chat rooms and different things like that. So it's really out of control. It really is. And I don't know, the parents today, they got it rough. They got it rough. And if you're not a strong-minded parent, you know, your child's watching what you're doing. It's a revolving cycle. It's just
facts.
You know, kid outside smoking weed with mommy on the porch or the daddy on the porch. I mean, it's just no structure, no positive structure. So, you know, these kids, you got young kids, 15 years old, already committed their first murder. You know, so it's rough out here. You had mentioned that you in the same town as Trayvon Martin. We passed that. You in the same area, you said? Like,
that's where I'm from.
That's where you from?
Yes. But where Trayvon Martin got killed at, he got killed like in the suburbs area.
Okay.
He didn't get killed like in the neighborhood.
Right. Yeah. Okay. How did that affect you?
I mean, what was crazy was the guy that killed him wasn't even an officer, and he got to get off on the case. So that was disturbing. And then second of all, you was one neighborhood watch, but you wasn't really like an officer of the neighborhood.
Right.
And so when that happened, it was crazy. I never seen a Black Panther before. So when I was getting off the school bus, I'm seeing black people on every corner with guns, and it's like they military minded. This is something I've never seen before. I'm like, I didn't even know these type of black people exist.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Something, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
So, what you know about gardening? You just be putting the seeds in the ground, just be pouring water on it?
In the soil, and I go out there 2 to 3 times out of the week and watch them grow. I got a green thumb.
What you be planting?
Tomatoes.
Nice.
Bell pepper. Like, if I don't chop up all the bell pepper, I take all the seed from the overleft bell pepper that I had, and I just put them seeds in the soil. Potatoes, carrots, melons, watermelons, spinach, corn, cucumbers. I got a little some of everything.
Oh, you a little healthy thing, huh? You're into health. I saw your video. I saw you doing a video about planting.
I just got like this in March.
Really? What made you to start doing it? Is it a new health thing you getting into, or
just a new journey God put me on?
I hear that.
Like, just a really new journey. And I'm not like faking this journey. I'm really living what I'm talking about. And what I write, I really done went through. So nothing is fake that I'm writing about. Everything is real. Except for the made up stories about the lady Susan having sex with her husband and calling out another man's name. Now that's made up.
Right. So I see you really into God.
Of course.
When did that happen in your life? Did something come your way and made you find God, or you was raised?
I just always knew it was a higher power. I wasn't ever forced to go to church or nothing like that, but I always knew it was a higher power. you know, like, and he'll really show you that he real.
Right.
Like, only if people knew. You gotta really be in tune with self to get the downloads.
You pray a lot?
Of course.
That's good.
Of course. You got to. Not just on the good days.
Right.
You gotta pray on the bad days too.
Pray every day.
Of course.
You gotta thank God for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, how's your family? How's everybody?
Everyone's great.
That's great.
Everybody's great.
And your precious little Jewel. How is she? I call her little Jewel because I saw her. She's adorable.
She's good. She's 1. She can count to 5.
Wow.
So, yeah.
She keeps you going, huh?
She keeps me busy. We go to the farm, feed the animals. We do a lot of hands-on stuff. A lot of mommy and baby time. We do a lot. We do a lot together.
How important is the word family to you?
Family is everything. You got your king, you got your queen, and you got your children. Then you got the elderly. I would say this here, even if you're going through it with your family, mother, daddy, parents, kids, baby moms, baby fathers, whatever, make every day count, because you don't never know when the last time you'll see that person again. People drifting off this earth in a matter of 5.2 seconds. It take 9 months to create you, but it take 1 second for you to die.
Ain't that the truth? That's deep.
For real.
Deep, sis. So what's your future plans, Chantelle?
My future plans? For one, we gonna get these books rocking and rolling.
That's right.
So this would be a generational wealth to where my kid can always come back and, this was documented. This was this. Then I want me a farm.
You want a farm?
And a big garden.
That's nice. A farm like with animals or just fruits and vegetables?
No. Farm with animals. And
you an animal lover?
Yeah, I like to ride horses and stuff now.
Oh, that's
and
what's up.
I like to take my kid to the farm and feed the animals and touch the animals and stuff.
Do you have a pet?
No. I don't.
You just like to go visit. You ain't trying to have one.
That's it.
Big responsibility. Yeah, I got like 3.
Yeah, that's it. Dang.
Yeah, I lost one. He had cancer. I lost him December 23rd. Actually, I lost 2. One cat I used to take care of in the neighborhood.
Oh,
he got hit by a car. Yeah, and
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and then my dog, who this is probably the most. I love all my animals, but this one is special. He died of cancer, But I love animals. I love them. If I could get the biggest farm in the world, I would fill them with every animal you could think of. I don't know about snakes and spiders and stuff like that, but every other animal can come on the farm. I'm not too much of a snake person, but as far as horses and cows and dogs, cats, I love them. So.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I was supposed to be a veterinarian assistant.
Oh, okay.
That didn't work out, But it's all good. I take care of the little animals that I see in the street and stuff like that. So it's all good. I spread my love other ways, But yeah, animals they special. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And that's nice you teaching your daughter about animals and different things that God created. Because God is amazing. He's amazing.
Yes, he is.
Just looking at the fish. I look at big fish tank one time in Atlantic City, and I'm like, look at all these different fish and colors and sizes and the way they look, and God is amazing. So I think if people put God in their life just a little bit more, the world could just be a better place, But, can't force it on people,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to tell me about?
Nah, that's basically it.
Yeah. So we good. How do we find you? How do we get your books?
So you can find me on Facebook, Chantelle Rumph, Chantelle. Last name is Rumph. My second book is on Amazon, Rebirthing, Self-Love, Mental Health, and Forgiveness. Again, that website is Amazon, Rebirthing, Self-Love, Mental Health, and Forgiveness. Instagram, you can find me at Telly_0303. TikTok, I am also on TikTok. You can type in my name _Chantelle, CHANTELLE.3. And that's all where you can find me at.
All right, y'all gotta get her book, and your new book coming out when? Did you have a date yet?
Probably gonna be released June 2nd at the latest.
Oh, that's my mom's birthday. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
June 2nd.
That's what's up. Give me a positive message to everybody that's going to hear this interview, whether it's the youth, the adults. Give me something positive, something that will motivate an individual that might be not loving themselves.
Even at your lowest time in life, you still gotta believe and push self. Don't never doubt yourself. Always follow your intuition and motivate yourself, because nobody is gonna have your back like you got yourself. So always study and love thyself.
That's what's up. Y'all heard it from Chantelle. She said, love yourself. And listen, I appreciate you for coming on my show. You're always welcome back to come on Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I really appreciate you. And keep spreading the love and helping others out, and keep doing what you're doing. And you stay focused, because that's the key. Staying focused and prayed up, right?
That's right. You're right about that.
Facts, yes. And listen, people, like I tell y'all all the time, live, laugh, love. Love you first, because you can't love anyone or anything unless you love yourself. So important. Stay healthy, stay focused, keep God first in your life, and hug and squeeze your family members and your pets, because they family too. Just a little bit tighter every day. I love you, mommy and daddy, forever. Shout out to my baby boy Lucky. Shout out to my baby boy Streets, and my 3 babies, Hunter, Lucky, and Layla. I should say Hunter, Layla, and Mr. Jitters. And I always give my little kids a shout out. And I want to thank everybody for listening. And Chantelle, God bless you, sis. Thanks again for coming on my show. And we'll talk soon.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This your girl, Chantelle Rumph, checking in with Miss Preezy on Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Make sure you go check out my 2 new books. One is called The Living Proof. The second one is called Rebirthing, Self-Love, Mental Health, and Forgiveness. You can find me on Instagram at Telly_0303. You can find me on Facebook at Chantelle Rumph with a C. CHANTELLE, last name RUMPH. Also, go check out my 2 books on Amazon.
Yay! Oh, thank you.
That concludes this episode of Listen Up, Listen In with your host, Preezy. Hey, yo, Preezy, tell them how to keep in touch, baby.
Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me at listenuplisten5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast.
Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Yeah.